Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is going to be the next installment in my Declutter series, and it is going to be all about like blush palettes. So these are palettes that have, or blush compacts that have more than just a blush in it. If you want to look at my single pan blush declutter, you can check that out up there. But otherwise, we're going to just go ahead and look at, these are palettes that have either multiple blushes in them or multiple face products in them. So let's get started. So here I have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this will be a much quicker video. And we're going to go ahead and get started with these Mally products. So the first one is a blush cream powder duo. So this is, the theory behind this is that you apply a little bit of the cream and then you apply the powder on top. They're color coordinated and you'll get a blush that will last all day. So I'm really on the fence with this one. I almost never reach for it, but I think it's pretty. So what's a girl to do, huh? Yeah, I think that's going in the going away pile, only because I never reach for it. If I reached for it, that would be a different story. The other one is this Shimmer, Shape, and Glow in the collection called Lighter. And I've talked about this multiple times. It has a blush, a contour, and a highlight, and I really like this palette quite a bit. I think that the blush is a beautiful, like, neutral shade. It's fabulous. I really like the contour. Is nice. It's a good tone for my skin tone, and the highlight is pretty. It's not over the top, it just gives you a little subtle glow. So I'm definitely keeping this. And the plus side to something like this is you can also almost just travel with this for a quick weekend and use these as eyeshadows, and you're really in a pretty good situation. So I really do enjoy this palette, and I love that blush shade. So next up, I'm going to just talk about these two real quick because they're also ones that have blush, highlight, and like a bronzer or a contour in it. This one is from Sephora, and this is really quite lovely, and I use this quite a bit. I actually did a whole video on these types of combinations and how you can use them as eye and cheek palettes. So I'll also include a link to that because someone might be interested in taking a look at that as well. These are great because you can dip individually into them, or you can just swirl around and get like a bronzy look. So I use them both ways, not one more than the other. It just depends on my mood or how much time I have to fuss with my makeup. I love both of these. I'm keeping both of these. They are just really beautiful. This one is from Laura Geller. It's her Baked Cheek Dreams Highlighter and Blush Vanilla Peach Cobbler. I'm not sure if this exact shade is still available, but she makes these combinations from time to time. So they're usually available either on QVC or on her website. And I haven't looked to see if they're at Ulta, but they might be at Ulta because she's sold at Ulta. So these are great and very compact for travel. And same thing here with the Sephora brand. These are great. I often just swirl them together, get kind of a bronzy glow, or I'll just dip in and do the individuals. So really like this as well. Don't discount the Sephora brands because they make some really beautiful makeup and at a nice reasonable price. All right, so let's look at what I have here from NARS. Let's start with this one. It is a blush and contour duo, and this is in Orgasm and Laguna. Two really classic NARS shades, so I'm definitely keeping them even though I don't really use them that often. I definitely want this for reference, both these for reference, and to use and enjoy from time to time. And then this is the Dual Intensity Blush Duo in the set called Panic. And holy cow, these are pretty bright. So there are the finger swatches. These are pretty intense. And I used them quite a bit when I first got them, and I don't find myself reaching for them so much anymore. They're pretty swirled together, but they're in a pretty intense blush, and I think I'm going to weed this out of my collection. It pains me because I know I spent a lot of money on that, but that's where that's going. Next up is this palette from Hourglass. This was a holiday offering of their ambient lighting blush palette that has 3 shades in it: Luminous Flush, Incandescent Electra, and Mood Exposure. I love the formula on these blushes, so I'm absolutely keeping them. This one is Mood Exposure, which is probably one of my favorites. It's just such a pretty neutral, almost mauve-y color. This tends to be that little bit more coral, but because it's got the shimmer built in, it's a little more subtle. And this is a pretty pink. So I'm definitely keeping these. I think these are awesome blushes. And this last one is the Becca Afterglow palette. That it was a holiday release, not this past year, but I think the year before. And it has 2 nice little blush shades and an assortment of highlighters. And when I want to get really shiny, highlighter, I'll use these. These blush shades are really quite pretty. One is a little bit more bronzy, and the other one's a little bit more pink. They're very pretty. And here are the highlights. So I'm going to retire 2 of these and keep 6 of the others and move on. There was one other blush that I missed in the single pan segment of this blush video. I'm finding it really difficult to pull everything, and I'm really working hard to do that, but I keep missing things. But anyway, this is a single pan blush in Blush All Day from MAC, and it's really beautiful. I love it. It's a great, just soft, neutral shade, and I'm definitely going to keep this. I think it's really quite terrific. Now I'm really done with blush. So that wraps up all my blushes. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you real soon. Take a look at my playlist and check out some of my other declutter videos, more to come, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.